My first guest got a late start in comedy, but he certainly made up for a loss of time with The Naked Gun and its sequel, Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. Reminds me of a movie I did at home once. I don't even know what that meant. Here's a sneak preview of the movie, which opens nationwide today.
Jane, are you all right? I was so worried about you.
Oh, I'm really okay. I'm glad you're here. Oh, I'm sorry. Frank, this is Quentin Habsburg of Hexagon Oil Company.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Drebin. Frank Drebin, I believe I've used some of your restroom. I'm sure you have. Are you in some way connected with the Institute? Well, not officially, but as a matter of fact, Jane and I have been seeing quite a lot of each other lately. How's my little hellcat? Well, that's great. I've been dating, too. Nice girl, an author. She wrote the book on male sexual dysfunction. You've probably read it. I beg your pardon.
Frank, please.
Oh, it's all right. I'm sure that we can handle this situation maturely, just like the responsible adults that we are. Isn't that right, Mr. Poopy Pants?
Are you ready? Leslie Nielsen! You sit first.
Huh?
You sit first behind me.
Thank you.
One of my good luck charms. He was here the first night I came on the air.
Well,
Yeah.
you don't need luck, I tell you. You're wonderful.
I'm glad you're back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back.
And Priscilla was here a couple of days ago. She spoke highly of you, talked about what a nice body you have. What do you think of her as a co-star?
She has a very nice body. No, she's wonderful. She is so elegant and so classy and so dignified. She is actually, though, a 12-and-a-half-year-old girl who's masquerading as a grandmother.
Yeah, isn't that amazing that she's a grandmother?
She's crazy. She's beautiful. Yeah. We have so much fun. She's a great comedian, too.
Yeah, because she doesn't try to be funny. And it's perfect for Zucker material.
Well, that's the nature of the humor, actually. You know, the last thing in the world that we should do when we're acting it is to indicate for a split second that the audience should believe that we're trying to be funny.
Yeah. You know, we saw Ghost, and I've seen trailers from this movie. What is so sensuous about pottery? Because it is sensuous, you know?
Well, I think, first of all, it's wet.
Yes.
And it's, well, slippery. And it's nice to,
Mold.
nice to touch.
Yeah, touch.
Excuse me. Can I step aside for a minute?
No. Oh, gosh. In the first movie, in the first Naked Gun, you all got Queen Elizabeth. I guess there was a lookalike, and that wasn't her, was it? It was a lookalike.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Charles. Janet Charles was her name.
And that was a very, very funny bit of business. Now, I hear Barbara Bush gets it this time.
Well, when you're going to do something like this with the, you know, you have to start at the top. And we started at the top with the royal family, and now we're doing it to the Bush family. And she is such. People ask me and say, "Well, do you think that, you know, when they see this, that they're going to really put up with it? Do you think they're going to like this kind of treatment, this kind of humor?" And I think that, you know, in your politics, you have to have a sense of humor that's about 2 feet wide. I think Barbara Bush, I think she'll love it.
Yeah. You probably shouldn't tell us anything about it because it'll give it away.
Well, when I walk out and the very moment I come into the picture, the music is going bum, 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 and down the stairs come President Bush and Barbara Bush, and they're greeting everybody. It's at dinner, and I'm in the John, and just when they get close, and Barbara, yeah. And that's how I hit her. Yeah. And that's the beginning of the picture.
Yeah. I got some things about the picture that I have to ask you about, and first we can take a commercial if you want to and come back.
Well, are you sure you'll let me come back?
Go. Wait, when you do these movies, do you improv a lot?
Not on the in Naked Gun. If you came in, if you brought anything new in, David would be the first one to catch it. And he'd say, okay, now hold on, that's something not in the script. Let's take a look at that. Okay, well, let's try it and see whatever was funnier was the important thing. That was the criterion. So then you try it again, and you try it again, rehearse it, and finally they'd say, no, it doesn't work, or yeah, it does work. We'll keep it, but it's no longer improv because you've rehearsed it 3 or 4 or 5 times.
Right.
But the only thing is, what was funny? Anything for the joke. You know, that's how I am, man.
When you came... when you came to the
Don't be
attention...
fooled by the red jacket. That's it.
When you came to the attention of the American public, it was as a serious actor.
Yes.
And now we know you as this funny guy. Will it be hard for you to do serious stuff again, especially after breaking wind twice in this interview?
Is that a record?
I think so. No.
Uh-oh.
I
Tell
think
me.
somebody did it 3 times.
Oh, I see. Oh, you think
Yes.
maybe, oh, well, I'll go for the record then somewhere along the line. But, what was the question?
Can you go back and do serious
Oh,
stuff
yeah, no,
now?
Dave, when I did the first picture, David Zucker said, Leslie Nielsen will never again be offered a serious role. And I think in part he's been right. Although I am going to be doing a movie of the week with that wonderful comedian and actress, Betty White. And we begin rehearsing on this coming Wednesday. And, but it's really, I refer to it as a serious role because I think that any role other than Frank Drebin has got to be serious.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference what it is.
Yeah.
It could be a clown.
Where do you get your sense of humor from? Could it come from your Eskimo babysitter? You remember her?
I don't really remember because as a kid, I came from close to the Arctic Circle. That's where I was raised as a kid. And up there we didn't have, you see, you watch the snowfall. That was one of the diversions you had in your life. And the other thing, too, is part of the fun was, you know, things that you might hear just around and just in general. You know, it didn't happen by accident. So there's no point in waking up in the morning and say, oh, boy, it's cold again today, you know. 40 degrees below, 50 degrees below, maybe for 2 months in a row or 2.5 months in a row. So you had to find ways to laugh it
I
out.
don't even know what he's talking about because I'm sitting there thinking, he just farted again. You know, and I'm not listening to the story.
I don't know what I'm saying either, so what difference does it make?
Come on, it's very distracting. Plus, you just tied the record.
Incidentally, we talked with David Zucker about doing a 3rd Naked Gun, and that's what he has. He said, we'll call it Naked Gun 33 1/3 for the record.
Yeah.
So I can tell him that I've tied the record on this. That's for the record,
Yes,
right? So
Olympia Dukakis had the record prior to tonight. And,
that can be cured.
yeah. No, she's a good guest, but she had gas.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, and Michael. I'm sorry. Okay. Remember, you can tell your family and your kids you were here the night I was canceled.
Are you kidding? You would never in the world. Oh, my God, no.
What's your favorite scene in 2.5?
In 2.5, I love the Blue Note Cafe, but one of my favorite scenes is the scene where, well, Priscilla's taking a shower, and the assassin is in there, Anthony James, and he comes in, he's going to kill her, he's got a contract to kill her. I'm in the apartment, he doesn't know it. And he's in there, and she's in the shower, and she's singing, memories, da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. And he's there, and he's putting the muzzle, muffler on the revolver.
Yes.
And then he's loading the thing up, and he's thinking about this, and he's thinking, and then partway through, you hear him going, memories, da-da-da. And now the two of them are doing a duet.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, at the end, he goes, memories, and he's doing the whole thing. And it's just so funny. It loses a little bit in the translation.
Well, you know,
When you see it, it's very funny.
but, you know, I've seen a lot of the movie because you sent us stuff over to choose clips from. And it's funny stuff, but you can't talk a Zucker film. You know, I mean, you got to see it. You can't.
Well, there's so much going on.
Yeah, I mean, there are
Yeah.
gags that aren't even main gags. There are secondary gags going on
in the
while-
background, yeah.
Yeah, you just have to see the movie, and we won't tell them anymore because we don't want to ruin it
Oh,
for you.
well, all right. I was going to say something, you know. But
No.
You want me to keep quiet? Okay.
We don't want to tell them anymore.
Okay.
The movie opens tonight. So
all over.
when you leave here, you can go see a midnight flick of Naked Gun 2.5, starring Leslie and Priscilla and a cast of thousands. Thank you for coming by.